Hi guys, welcome to another video. This time we're working on another Bose Wave unit, but it's not the usual please wait error. On this one the unit is switching on okay, but there's no audio. I found in the past I've done a couple with no audio, and the issue is the enable voltage which goes to the main amp, and that is generated in this area here. Sometimes it's not as obvious that there's an issue. In this case, I'll zoom down and show you that there's some carbonization here where the tracks have got quite hot. I would say that the reason that the tracks have got hot is because of the failure of these capacitors. The same way that these ones on the main control board start dying, these ones also will have the same issue. So there's a broken track somewhere here, which I'll need to clean up this carbonization and find where the track is broken. Sometimes it's very difficult. To find the exact break, but if you look under the microscope in this area here, you should locate it. I believe the voltage that's supposed to go to the enable pin is 16 volts, if I'm not mistaken. I'll confirm once I've checked that out. So here you can see the carbonization. I don't believe the tracks are burnt per se, but they have been getting very hot. So I'm going to clean that up first and then see if I can see the break. The tracks are very fine in this area, coming from the voltage regulator here. Actually, now that I'm just looking at this, the layout again, it's triggered a memory. The last two that I've done, this resistor here is supposed to be connected to this track. So literally shadow is getting in my way. So you can see that small little track that goes up. Let's see if I can get a better view of this. Let's get a bit closer. Ooh. So right on the bottom right hand corner of that resistor, that banging that you hear in the background is a 5 CD changer that I'm busy testing. So where am I? Right there is supposed to be connected to that track, and that's where the breaks have been in the past. Also, the top side of the resistor, I believe, is supposed to go through that wire that we can see there. So I'm going to put it in beep mode so we can hear it. See if I can get in here. So this resistor is supposed to go to that wire there. There's a track under here. So that's still okay. I'll clean this up. Resistor itself, I'll check that, but then this is supposed to go here, and it's not. So there's a break right there. Let's see if I can scrape this. that corner. It's supposed to be connected to that track. So bottom of the resistor. Did I just make contact now? So if it's not going to here, then this will be our break here. So I'm just trying to scrape the mask off, and then I'm gonna. Actually, I think I can feel a little divot in the board where it's got hot. From that resistor, I'm supposed to go to this via here, through there, and it's not. So what I've done in the past is just put a little bridge from there to there. I just want to try and scrape away this more here. It's a very awkward position. Yeah. Now to prove this, I'm just going to bridge over that little spot with some solder. And then I will put a wire across to repair it properly. So let me just set up the iron. Oh, well, that little via just popped right off. Well, little test point, which is not good. So we have to come to this guy here. Okay, doesn't look the greatest, but just to prove a point, I believe that that would be the issue for the no audio. Let's just switch back here. And we'll get our microscope out the way. So now we still have everything plugged, well, everything's connected. We'll just put in power to the units. I was a little bit surprised for a second. Okay, so repair that little track back in. Let's put the power back on. Still switches on. And if we switch it on now, there's still nothing. Okay, I'm going to have a closer look here. I think one of these other tracks are not connected. So just looking under the microscope here, I couldn't see it through the other magnifying glass. On this pin of the voltage regulator there should be 16 volts, and that feeds this little guy here, and you can see there's a small break in the thing there. I thought that this was all one track, but looking under the microscope you can see that it's a very fine track that goes to feed this pin. So as well as this repair that we did here, which there was a break on this thing here, and then the test point fell off. It has to go to that wire. So we're going to have to just put a little wire from there to that pin. Very, very fine. Let's see if I can do it without messing up the other one. I am still practicing my micro soldering. I think it takes a very, very long time to get really good at it, and I'm certainly not there yet. Did I get it on? I'm not sure. So let's go from there. It's on something. I'll give it a slight push this way. I think that is on. So we will also mask it with solder mask. Now let's get this off without breaking it, shall we? Okay. Do we think that has fixed it? Maybe. Still switches on, that's a good sign.
On your TV, radio, or phone.
Nice.
Canada's the emergency public warning system is being tested.
So that slight thumping noise, I don't know whether that's because I don't have an antenna. It could also be these capacitors need to be changed. I am going to go through and change 1, 2, 3, 4 and then all of these guys here, because they will fail in the future, so preventative. But the main issue for no sound was that area there. I did want to try and remember where there's a test point here somewhere which you can measure the voltage to see if you're missing. So if we check there, 2.6. Not sure if there's a, okay, so 9 volts. Just next to the rectifier diodes there's a via which I believe goes directly to the enable pin. So that 9 volts is coming out of this guy somewhere. There we go. So that combination of broken tracks is what cuts off the 9 volt to the enable pin of the main audio chip. So I'm glad we figured that one out. So all I'm going to do now is just change the capacitors as I usually do, and then I'll come back at the end and finish off the video showing with it all together. I do also need to, I think the customer said that the CD player would sometimes not load. It is very, very dusty, so I'm going to open it up and clean everything out there, lubricate the screw here, clean the lens, all the usual stuff that one would do. So let me do that and then we'll come back. Okay, so back with the Bose. So I went through and I changed all the capacitors. There's 6 under the main shield here and 3 or 4 near the power regulators. So yeah, I also went through and I cleaned the lens, cleaned the roller on this. So let's see if it works okay. We'll try the radio first.
Looking for advice, and some of those students were struggling with their sexuality, and I would give them the same advice that my mom gave me, which is, you know, like, this is test.
Seems to be okay. We try our CD. And it's working. Let's try and shuffle. So that looks like it's working. I'll obviously put it on the test bench and let it play for a while, just to make sure that there's no issues, but I'll call that a fix. So the main issue was no audio, and we noticed that carbonization around the voltage regulators, which had broken 2 tracks. So we repaired those 2 tracks, and that sent got the enable voltage going to the main audio IC. And then, just as a future-proof measure, we changed the capacitors which normally die on these units on the main control board. So that'll be it for this video. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe as usual, and click the notification bell so that you get a notification when a new video is released. And we will catch you in the next one. Ciao.